Ta-da! Hey guys, I'm Deepti Desikan and this video is going to be all about my Nykaa sale recommendations. This is the Nykaa Hot Pink Sale recommendations. And by the way, I'm not going to be recommending anything that is there in that bag. Those products were sent to me, but I have better products, better recommendations for you guys. I've been sent these bags for almost 2 to 3 years now, but I never recommend those products because I do this a certain way. I do this category wise. I do this sometimes brand wise. I like to recommend brands that are exclusively available on Nykaa. You can find on good discounts exclusively on Nykaa pretty much. So yeah, those are the ones we're going to be talking about. I'm also going to be talking about brands that are available on other platforms as well. But if you happen to stumble upon it in Nykaa with a good deal, you can of course pick them up. So yeah, every sale I pretty much mention this, that you don't really have to shop anything if you don't really need a particular product. Don't be coerced into buying something just because someone is talking about it. It includes me too, you know. I'm doing this because it is my job and it's also a lot of people's favorite time to shop. A lot of people look out for my recommendations and the links are also affiliates. So I do make a commission out of every sale that happens. If you're someone who's on a no buy, you don't really have the budget to shop anything, I don't want you to feel like you need to buy any of these products just because I'm talking about it. And if this video is tempting you and you're coerced into buying something, I would suggest you guys exit this video because it is quite tempting. The sale, I say this every year. I would be like, I don't really need any of these products, but sometimes I look at the sale of some of these products and I'm like, okay, I need it. And every single time, because these sales happen so often, I think that nobody would be interested in buying these products or my recommendations, but my affiliate panel mentions otherwise, and I'm so shocked to look at the analytics by the end of the month. Okay, also in this video I don't really have any lipsticks to swatch for you guys because I have a dedicated video coming up right after this, maybe the next day, so you can stay tuned for that. And that has a wide array of lipstick shades. I picked up a lot of new lipsticks as well, so stay tuned for that. So firstly, I'll be going through this brand wise, and from the sales sheet that I could see, these were the products that were on discount, and I'm also going to be mentioning about products that were on discount last time, but I happen to not mention that in the video. So the first one is E.L.F. I always talk about E.L.F. products because most of the times they come on buy one get one, and it is the right time to buy E.L.F. products. Like this one, I'm going to be restocking upon this primer. This is the E.L.F. Power Grip Primer. I'm going to be buying 2 of this because I cannot do my makeup without this primer at this point. I am so dependent on this, and even though I have the pink variant of this, I still prefer this for the glow, the stickiness it gives. I just love that. I loved how my makeup just adheres onto it. I don't really even have to set it with a setting spray, setting powder, nothing like that. Just this primer does the job for me. And I have been on a mission to empty out so many of my makeup products, and this was a lot easier for me to empty out as well. And also from E.L.F. you can try the poreless liquid poreless putty primer, which is also a really nice pore filling primer which you can use all over your face. It's not very drying and it works for pretty much most skin types as well. And I feel E.L.F. does setting spray so well. I really like their setting spray. This makes my makeup really long lasting and pretty much transfer proof. This one is the E.L.F. Stay All Night Micro Finish Setting Mist, and this one is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Mist. This one is a little bit more dewier than this one. This one just sets your makeup. This one makes your makeup a little bit more dewy as well. Both of these are really nice. The mist is really nice and fine on this. You can pick and choose the one you really like. And of course, speaking of E.L.F., how can I not mention the color corrector that I use so much? This one is the E.L.F. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener. I've seen a lot of reels where people use this just on its own. It's actually an eye brightener which you're supposed to use a concealer along with. You can use this just on its own, but it can be a little bit patchy as well underneath your eyes because of the texture of it, and a concealer just does that seal deal for it, but it's the right undertone. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I have this one in the shade medium tan, and this works out really well for my under eye area. And also a lot of you guys asked me to talk about these color correctors. This one is really nice. This is a blue color corrector. If you have a foundation or concealer that's extremely yellow, you can use this to neutralize that. But I don't really like this color corrector, like the shade peach, just for color correcting because I feel like it is a little bit too sheer for my intense dark circles. If you have sort of like a lighter skin tone, I think you would really like this. And also the formulation of this one is a little bit dry. It splits, it kind of fades away and makes the concealer go on top of this also really patchy, so I'm not a very big fan of that. And something else that you must pick up from E.L.F. is of course these liquid blushes. Look at the number of shades I have of this, and I can't stop myself from using them. I use them so often. This one is in the shade Bronze Bombshell. This is Suave Mauve. Berry Well and Dusty Rose. All of these work out really well for my skin tone. They are really nice and pigmented. They have a subtle dewy finish, very long lasting. I absolutely love it. It's very blendable as well. They have minute shimmer particles which are there in the tube but doesn't really translate that way on the skin. And then something else you can try out is the E.L.F Camo Liquid Bronzer. This is an olive toned bronzer shade, so if you're someone with olive skin tone, you can try this out. I'm not really a very big fan of the undertone on my skin tone, but it's a nice product to try. Or you can try out the E.L.F Halo Glow contour. This is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury one, so this is very nice, sheer, blendable, and you can work around this product a lot easier. And of course from E.L.F you should also try out their single eyeshadows. I love these. I use them so much. This is a great eyeshadow topper. In fact, rather than using it just on its own, even on its own they are nice, but they're not very pigmented and they look like they are a very dry formulation, but somehow on the eyes they just look so sheeny and beautiful. I love them, and I have this in 3 shades. This is the shade Straight Fire. I'm not able to describe the shade. And I have the shade Pop of Pink, which is a nice pink duochrome sort of a shade. I love this. This is my most used one. I pretty much use this on every single eyeshadow look of mine. And I have this one in the shade Champagne Showers, which is a great alternative to Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow. Next up is a brand that I didn't expect to come on sale last time, and there were so many products, so many good products on really good discount, and so it is something you can try out, and I couldn't find these discounts anywhere else. This one, the brand I'm going to be talking about is Nars. Like these sets and everything were on like flat 30% off. This one is the Nars Afterglow Lipstick and Mini Liquid Blush Duo. The lipstick has a little bit of a sheen to it, and it's a nice hydrating formulation. I just don't really like this shade on myself. I feel like it's a little too, what do you say, it's a little too bright for my liking, but the formulation is really nice. It is so lightweight, and the blush also is really nice. It's a very like sheer-ish blush that you can blend out. It doesn't look very intense, and I really like the shade as well. I have a mixture of a lot of blushes on my skin, so I can't really mention which one it is, but this is a nice blush to own. I also have this Nars Mini Power Lip Duo. This is also something I got on a flat 30% off. I will be swatching this in the lip swatch video, so stay tuned for that. And then I also have the Light Reflecting Hydrating Primer. I have talked about this in just like 2 to 3 videos ago. This is a nice illuminating primer. It's not very hydrating, but it's nice. It gives a subtle luminosity. If you want to try out something from Nars, you could, but it is a very skippable product. And then foundations. I know a lot of people really love Nars foundations. This one is a Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is in the shade Valencia, and this one is a Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. This is in the shade Barcelona. Like, I don't really have a perfect match for my skin tone in Nars foundations is what I have realized. Valencia is a little too orange for my skin. Barcelona is very neutral. Like, I like something a little bit warm. Neutral warm is what I like. I like the shade depth. The depth of it matches me really well, but I don't really like the undertone. And the formulation wise, I prefer this one slightly over this. Now this foundation, you just have to use 1 drop of it and gives you really good coverage. Like, it's pretty matte-ish finish, and it's very spreadable, but not so much of a radiant finish. So I'm not sure if you like this if you have very dry skin. This one I've seen a lot of people with dry skin really like, but I don't really like this on my skin. For some reason I feel like it just sits on top of my skin differently, exaggerates the texture and everything. So it depends on your personal preference. I also haven't tried out the Sheer Glow foundation, so let me know if that is better than all of this, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking up any more foundations because Lord knows I have a lot of that. And then something from Nars that I really like is their color corrector. This is in the shade Impossible Dream. This is for medium skin tone. They also have another shade which is for medium deep skin tone, which is something that I should have hardly picked up because of the intense dark circles that I have. But if you are of medium skin tone, you would actually really like this if you don't really have very, very bluish, almost black looking dark circles. Next up, I have a concealer which a lot of people really like. This one is a Nars Soft Matte Concealer. This one is in the shade Sucre de O. This suddenly everybody is talking about this concealer, and it's a good concealer. The shade match is pretty good for me. I have the same shade in the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer as well. That one is a little bit like light medium coverage. Not the most long lasting concealer, but really nice to use on a day-to-day bases. This one is a little bit more matte than that. It's a nice spot concealer as opposed to something you can use underneath your eyes, because under the eyes I feel like it creases a little bit too much and also can be slightly drying. So use this for the rest of your face and use a more creamy concealer underneath your eyes if you have dry skin. But this is a good product. And then to set all of that, the Nars Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder, one of the best powders I've ever tried out, even over the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is so soft, so finely milled, and it's just like butter, and it just glides underneath your eyes. It sets the makeup in place really well, and if you have dry skin you would really appreciate this, but it can tend to break a lot faster. It's very, very soft. And then another setting powder also that you can try out is this light reflecting setting powder. It looks like it has a lot of shimmer particles in the pan, but it doesn't translate that way on the skin, and it actually sets really well, and it's also a little bit blurring, and it's a nice powder to try out if you have the budget, but I would prefer this one over this. And then something that you should pick up from Nars is their Laguna bronzer. This is in the shade Laguna 04, which is the best bronzer testing me, which is the best bronzer I own. This, I love the undertone of this. I love the shade. Every single time I use it, I just love the warmth that it gives on my skin. It has that subtle red tones to it, which is what I think I really like in this. I don't know how to explain it, but it is one of the best bronzers I've ever tried out, and it's just certainly my top 3 for sure. And if you wanted the cream bronzer, you can also try it out. I bought the shade Laguna 02, which is the original one. This is a little bit more cool toned. It shows up really well on my skin. It's pigmented, it's nice and blendable, but I think I would prefer the shade 03 because that would have turned out to be a little bit more warm. Even though dark, it would have been warm. This is a very cool toned shade for my like something that I don't really prefer on my skin as much. And then a lot of people really like the Nars powder blushes, which is Deep Throat and Orgasm. They are for people of very light skin tone. They are a little bit like shimmery, so just keep that in mind. I'm not the biggest fan of them, and especially if you have a lot of texture on your skin, I don't think it looks really nice. And off late, my skin has been behaving like snake skin. Like, it looks like snake skin. It's so much of texture. I've been trying and testing out a lot of new skincare products, and something has caused a lot of allergy on my skin. And something else that I picked up from this brand is a Nars Afterglow Irresistible Eyeshadow Palette. I got this on a flat 30% off, and I love this shades. It's a mix of what a mixture of these shades are what I have on my eyes right now. Nice pigmented matte shades, smooth, blendable, and nice like subtle foily shimmer shades that don't really flake on your eyes. They look really nice and a good color scheme to own. And if you get it on a discount, you can pick it up. I'm not very big on eyeshadow palettes, and I've switched to smaller palettes and single eyeshadows because those are what I get the most use out of. And then let's talk about this brand because it's been right here in front of my eyes. If you wanted to pick up a face palette, I would ideally recommend this one from Makeup Forever, especially if you're a makeup artist, especially if you're someone who you're always in between shades, you like to mix and match your makeup a little bit. You could try this one out. This one is in the shade Harmony 02, which is for medium tan and deeper skin tones. I love this. It's what I have on my face right now. I am still figuring out how to use this palette. A lot of you guys asked me for a tutorial of how to use this. I am still figuring it out myself. I pretty much mix these two shades for all over my face. This one for my under eye area. This as a contour. Pretty much use all of the blush shades except this. This is a little too bright for my liking. But I love this palette. I don't feel like the blushes are pigmented enough and they're not long lasting enough, but I love these particularly, and I love the finish of it. It's not a very thick product, so it wouldn't give you a lot of coverage, just keep that in mind, but I just love the finish, the way I'm getting to work around my makeup with this particular product. And also from Makeup Forever, I have picked up their Skin Tint, the newer launch, and it's just yet to arrive. Otherwise I would have showed that to you guys as well. And this Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, it is really nice for people with oily skin. You would really like it. It just stays in place, doesn't look extremely matte and drying. And also I wanted to pick up the Glow Foundation as well, but I couldn't find my shade in stock, and like I mentioned, I have a lot of foundations to go through. Next up, my favorite brand, Charlotte Tilbury. You can pick up the Magic Cream. It is really nice, thick, hydrating. It pairs really well with most of their makeup products. I mean, it's not an essential that you have to buy, but if you were always like, what is this what is the hype around this product. And for some reason, I really like the smell of this also. It smells like Kaju Katli for some reason. I have stopped eating all of that about 2 years ago. But this reminds me of that. It's very nice. It's thick. You wouldn't really like it if you have oily skin. Even if you have dry skin, I'm not sure if you like it. I just love the experience of this, I guess. And how, like, that packaging and the aesthetic, and how I've seen a lot of people use this, but you don't really have to buy it if you don't want. Why am I influencing people into the wrong things? Buy the Bioderma Atoderm cream. Just, this should do. Then the Hollywood filter. I don't even know. I don't really like this packaging. Like, it's all faded away. But this is something I use so much. It's what I have underneath my makeup today as well. It is one of the best glow products I've tried out. It doesn't really have a lot of fragrance like the other counterparts do. And it's really nice, glowy, but subtle, not metallic, very natural looking. It doesn't emphasize anything on your skin, especially if you have textured skin and you have a lot of like dry patches and all of that. It doesn't cling on to that and emphasize it. So it's a really nice product. Of course, there are dupes to it, which I've talked about so many times. And I think by now you know which one to pick up, even from the dupes as well. This is an eyeshadow palette that I got on a flat 30% off or flat 40% off. This one is the Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury palette. This is an eyeshadow quad of similar colors, just like the Nars palette. And this is something that I have used to travel with me because it's so convenient and small, and I really like the matte shades, I really like the shimmer shades, but it is overpriced for an eyeshadow palette. Only if you are looking at trying out, you know, some expensive eyeshadow palettes, you could try it out, and if you can find it on really good discount. Otherwise, of course, it is a skippable product. Of course, in that case, like, most of these products are skippable. And then one thing that I absolutely love from Charlotte Tilbury are these blushes, these pot blushes. I have this one in the shade Color of Passion and Sunset Bronze Glow. Sunset Bronze Glow is the one that I use the most because of the shade. It is a beautiful warm terracotta shade. It looks amazing on the skin. It's a little bit dewy as well. I really like my blushes. I really like dewy products. At this point, I think we've established that I really like the way that looks on my skin. It's so beautiful. And this Color of Passion is a deep berry kind of a shade, which is not my favorite on my skin tone. I've realized that, but it also looks nice. It's not like it looks bad, but I feel like I look like I'm bruised, you know, when I wear these shades. And another product you could try out is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This does lock in your makeup and it just makes it stay in place like that all day. It's not a finishing spray. I don't feel like it just takes away all of that powderiness or anything, but it does set and lock your makeup in place. It does have fragrance to it, just keep that in mind, but you also get a bigger size of this. If you're someone who uses setting spray very, very often, you could try that out. And I think that would be more like cost effective. And something I did try out recently is this Exagger Eyes Volume Mascara. I absolutely love the packaging of this. Like, it feels so luxe heavy and everything, but it's a very subpar mascara. It doesn't do anything for my lashes. It's just a little bit lengthening, not volumizing enough. So if you do see this on discount, don't pick it up. And then their cult favorite, this one is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, which you could try out. It's a nice setting powder, but I feel like if you have very dry under eye area, it does look a little bit more dry as opposed to like the Nars powder and all of that. So if you have like normal to combination oily skin, you would really love it. It will look undetectable on your skin. It sets your makeup in place really well. The Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This is a really nice bronzer. Look at the pan size of this. If you're someone who uses makeup on a daily basis and you use bronzer on a daily basis, you would absolutely appreciate the pan size of this. This is in the shade Tan, and you get 16 grams of product. That's a lot of powder in there. I prefer the Nars Laguna over that, but that's also a really nice, beautiful bronzer. And the contour of my dreams is this one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. It adds the right amount of shadow to your skin, but it doesn't look extremely grey and ashy. And it's very, very blendable. Even if you go overboard with it, you can blend it very fast. So really like this product. And of course, their foundation, their Flawless Finish foundation is my absolute favorite foundation. It's not my top foundation anymore, but it's a little bit of a matte foundation. You have to know to work around that. And if you do learn to work around that foundation, it looks flawless. It is very long wearing. It's matte, full coverage, and pretty much holds up really well pretty much the entire day and photographs amazingly. Yeah?
Can you put mixy 1 minute?
Why?
Just 1 minute.
What are you making?
Just a drink. Really cute. Sweater is correct, not Vita. No, the tag is outside.
Yeah, I know that, but this is looking better. And then from MAC, we have the MAC Studio Radiance Foundation. This is a foundation that makes your skin look so flawless and beautiful. If you can find your right shade match in this, you would absolutely love it. It looks like it has a lot of shimmer particles to it, especially when you put it on the back of your hand, and then once it's faded away, you can see a few specks of shimmer here and there, but it doesn't translate that way on your face. And it just photographs beautifully, looks really nice even in videos. It is one of the best foundations I've tried out, and I receive a lot of compliments when I use this. And something that doesn't get talked about enough anymore, this one is the MAC Cream to Powder Foundation. I have this one in the shade NC35. This one in NC35 is actually a good match for me, but in all of the other foundations, I don't really have a really good match. This is in the shade NC25, which is so surprising, but this matches me pretty well, and it also oxidizes quite a bit, so NC25 is a good match. In this NC35, this is like a cream to powder finish. It has really good coverage, really beautiful finish. It is self-setting. You don't really have to even set it, and a great product to use on an everyday basis. So it comes in a packaging like this. You have to always keep this covered because it shouldn't dry the product out. I used to use this non-stop at one time and then have put it to rest because I'm stuck with one makeup product for a really long time and I need to switch up my makeup. Every single time I do these videos, I remember that I need to cycle out some of the products. And then MAC concealers are some of the best in the market, especially the spot concealer. I have this one in the shade NC42. This NC42 is not like the foundation NC42. This is a little bit lighter. This matches me pretty well. I use this for underneath my eyes as well as to spot conceal. This doesn't get as much hype as a Nars soft matte concealer, but this is a lot more forgiving underneath your eyes and all over your face, so just this one pot should do. And if you want a concealer palette, which you don't really have to put a lot of thought into, like mixing the shades, matching the shades, because they have just given you what are the shades that are there in this, you can try this out. A nice medium coverage you would get with this, and it lasts on your under eye area pretty much the entire day. You can use this all over your face as well. It's not very dry, it's not very matte, and stays in place. This is a concealer that a lot of people used to talk about. This one is the MAC Studio Radiance Concealer. I don't really like this as much as the foundation. This is really nice for everything except the under eye area. Like I can use this all over my face, around my mouth and everything. I really like the coverage, the lasting power. But underneath my eyes, I find it to be a little bit too dry and also fades away a little too soon. This is also in the shade NC35, which is a little too yellow. And the last time I saw that Giorgio Armani was on discount, and it could be the ideal time you can try out these cult favorite products. This one is the Luminous Silk Foundation. I have this one in the shade 6.5. This is sort of very like skin-like foundation. Like it doesn't really have a lot of pigment to it, and it's also not very thick. It also doesn't give you great coverage. It's sort of light to light medium coverage, and that's it. I don't think you can even build on this too much. But remember one thing, if you have dry patches anywhere remotely on your face, it will exaggerate it. It'll settle onto that and just cling onto that a lot more. And it's not the most flawless looking foundation I own. I don't know if it's worth the hype as such. Like I tried it out and I was like, what is the hype about this foundation? It does certainly look very natural, but I think it's for a certain skin type. Normal combination oily skin without any texture, without any sort of dryness anywhere remotely, then you would absolutely love this. Otherwise, skip this. This is the Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Concealer. This is again very light in terms of coverage. It looks extremely natural, very beautiful, but has a lot of shimmer to it. You can't really see it just like that, but under certain lighting, like, you can definitely see the shimmer. And then when coming to Too Faced, I don't really have a lot of products from Too Faced anymore because I don't feel like this brand is innovating. They're not launching anything that is of great interest for me. But these single eyeshadows, if they are on discount, I'm going to be picking up more. I have this one in the shade Mystic Pink, which is what I have topped off on my eyes right now. This is Mystic Pink. This is Hypnotic. This was my fault, okay? I didn't store it properly, so it broke, but it hasn't fallen apart and shattered. And this is in the shade Heart Ice. Beautiful pink. See? Looks so nice. These have that beautiful sheen. They are foily, they are metallic, but they're not flaky and don't have an intense amount of fallout. like there is a certain amount of fallout. Just be aware of that, but not very crazy, and it's very easily manageable. These are one of the best single eyeshadows I have tried out in a long time, and I don't really hear a lot of people talk about this. And also from Too Faced, one of my most used bronzers. This one is a Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronze. I'm not sure if this is available on Nykaa, but this is available on Tira and Sephora. This is in the shade Chocolate Caramel. Love this shade of a bronzer for my skin tone. It's nice, pigmented, blendable. I use this so much. And of course from Too Faced, you have to try out their blurring blush. This is in the shade Velvet Crush. I wanted to pick up a lot of different shades as well, but I have so many blushes that I don't, and every single time I have to use a powder blush, it is this one. Little goes a long way with this. Even this shade does show up on my skin. It stays on my skin really well. Doesn't exaggerate, emphasize anything. It is the most blurring powder blush I own. And the Too Faced liquid concealer, after so many years I still use it. Like it was launched I think 10 years ago. Yeah, and I still use it because it is full coverage, it doesn't crease as much, it doesn't cake as much, it's not too drying for me and not too creamy as well. I love this. And then the Tinted Masfit Cushion Foundation. It's so nice. It's not extremely dewy, not extremely matte. Also has really good coverage compared to like the pink and the silver counterparts. I would suggest this one because it's a very buildable and a very like versatile product to try out. I have this one in the shade 31 and French Beige, which is a little bit darker for me. Also the Tinted Masfit Makeup Fixer. I hate the spray on this one, but this is a good makeup fixer. It locks in your makeup, makes it transfer proof. And if you feel like the L'Oreal one is a little too much for you, like the 3-second setting mist, like in terms of fragrance it's too much and repulsing, you can try this out. And now moving on to Laura Mercier, you can try out their foundations, their tinted moisturizer. All of it is really nice. Their base products actually are really nice, and the undertones are such a great hit for Indian skin tone. I have this tinted moisturizer in the shade Tawny. I love the shade match of this, which makes me want to use this product a lot more. It's not too matte, not too dewy, has very nice light coverage, great for everyday use. And this is one of the most viral foundations. This is a real flawless weightless perfecting foundation. There is not a lot of primers that would work along with this. It might tend to cake up, and also there's a certain way of applying this foundation. It feels a little bit more moussey. I have this one in the shade 3W1 Dusk, and the loose powder is a cult favorite. This is great for people with combination oily skin type, not for anyone with dry skin. It does feel a little bit heavy. And then moving on to Huda Beauty. I'm not sure if Huda Beauty products are ever coming on good discount that I can mention about it, but I'm just going to be talking about my favorite products. The AC Blur Primer. It does blur out the pores really nicely. I use it just on my T-zone, not all over my face. It's a little too drying for me for all over my face. I like their concealer, color corrector, really good products, really good coverage, really good blendability. This makeup setting spray also makes your makeup transfer proof, makes it stay in place like that. I wish they had a better nozzle for this one. It's also fragrance free, so it is something you can try out. I absolutely love their liquid blushes, and I highly recommend you guys try this one out. These are something that I use pretty much every single day. They feel like a serum blush. They're very blendable. Not the most long lasting. I feel like they start to fade away on my face 2.5 hours mark, but I'm not complaining about that. Speaking of Huda Beauty, I'm not into buying any more of lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I really like their smaller eyeshadow palettes. Like this one is Toffee Brown. I got this on a really good discount, and it's a nice shade of like browns, and it's a nice warm eyeshadow palette. I really like warm eyeshadow palettes for my skin tone. I really like their nude rich eyeshadow variant, which I use a lot more over the Naughty Nude palette, and it's also more convenient to travel with. It's easier to take around, and the shades are nice, pigmented and beautiful. If you wanted their bigger eyeshadow palettes, of course you can try out the Naughty Nude eyeshadow palette, which is like this. This is the color scheme. It has like deeper nude shades which show up really well on most skin tones. The Empowered eyeshadow palette, I'm not sure if these are still available, but look at this. It looks nice. I haven't used this a ton. I have used like very specific shades in this gold, this yellow gold, this normal gold shade, and this is a duochrome shade that I get a lot of use out of, and some of these matte shades as well. And the Pretty Grunge eyeshadow palette is something that I haven't reached out for that much, to be honest. I got it, and then I was like, okay, this is not a color scheme that I even like use as much. And then I'm not sure if Chanel or any of these brands are going to come on discount, but I absolutely love the Le Beige tint. It comes in this kind of like a, you know, it has this thing. Once you apply it and then blend it and then apply it on your face, it gives you the most natural finish and pretty good coverage as well. I have this one in the shade B40, which is not a great undertone for my skin, but there were not a lot of shades that I could choose from. And then from Dior, if at all Dior products come on discount, you never know with this sale, right? It might come on discount. I absolutely love this Dior Forever Glow foundation, one of the best foundations I've tried out. It makes your skin so glowy, healthy, but not like it's exaggerating or emphasizing anything. And every single time I've used this, I've got so many compliments with this foundation. I really like this concealer as well. Not great in terms of coverage, but gives you that very fresh under eye look, very natural. And I do really like their highlighter as well. It's a nice glowy highlighter. It's a little too pricey for a highlighter. I like my Nykaa Strobe and Glow over this one, but if you wanted to try it out, you could. And then I have the Dior Rosy Glow blush. This is in the shade Mahogany, which is a little too dark for my skin, so I don't really use it as much. It looks like a bruise on my skin, so I have to be very careful how I use it. But there are a lot of other shades that you could try out as well. And then a brand that you can easily overlook upon, but you should try out, is Urban Decay, especially this one, the Urban Decay Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. I initially mentioned that it is not worth the price and all of that, but if you can find it on discount, it's absolutely worth the price because it's a little bit thick but so glowy and beautiful for people with dry skin. This is exclusively for people with dry skin, and every single time I use this, I get so many compliments again. And a lot of you guys, because I mentioned it in the comments that this is the product I've used, a lot of you guys have also gone ahead and picked it up, so I think you like it too. I have this one in the shade Light Medium, which is a good match for my skin tone, and it's a really nice product. This one is for people with oily skin. This one is the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer. This is their multi-use concealer. This is matte, full coverage, very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, so if you couldn't get your hands on that, you can try this out. Also, you get a lot of quantity with this. And the Urban Decay Moon Dust Eyeshadow, in case you wanted to try it out, you could. It's beautiful. It looks so nice, sparkly, shimmery on the eyes, and this is also a single eyeshadow that I really like. This is the shade Space Cowboy. And then some individual products that don't really fall under any brand category because I just have one product in each of this. The Bobbi Brown color corrector, one of the best color correctors I own. I use this on a daily basis, and it's almost over. This is in the shade Deep Peach, which is a lot less darker than Dark Peach. Then the Estee Lauder powder foundation. This is one of the best powder foundations I have tried out. It's not too cakey, not too matte, and it makes my makeup stay in place without looking matte and cakey. It's very like dry skin friendly. Absolutely love it. It's not very intense in terms of coverage, which works out great for me, and I really like the way it sets my makeup. And then also from Smashbox, their Healthy Glow Tinted Moisturizer, one of the best tinted moisturizers out there. It's like light medium coverage, very long wearing. You don't really even have to set it, and it does oxidize a lot, so pick up a shade lighter. For me, ideally the shade Light Medium would match me pretty well. And then from Pat McGrath, you can try out their concealer. This is a nice creamy concealer, very long wearing, gives really good coverage as well, doesn't fade away that easily. And then their stick blushes are also my favorite. I have this one in the shade Forbidden Fleur, which is like a deep berry shade, and I also have this one in Fleur Tick. I'm not sure if this is still available, but this is a beautiful pink shade. These are very lightly pigmented stick blushes, great for everyday usage. You don't really have to use a lot of product again for day-to-day usage. And this Pat McGrath Fetish mascara has a lot of good reviews, but I would say skip on this. Again, it's a very average mascara, something that your Maybelline mascaras would do. Decent amount of length and volume, not great in terms of volume, but for volume, I really like this. This is the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. It's what I have on my eyes right now as well. I'm not someone with naturally big voluminous lashes, but this works out so well for me. It gives me the length and volume, and I pair it up with sometimes the Huda Beauty One Coat Waff mascara. This is also really nice lengthening and volumizing, but it's very dry in the tube, and it also kind of flakes and crumbles by like the 1 or 2 hour mark, which I'm not a very big fan of. So I mixed these two and they are a combination made in heaven. This is too dry, but this is not like that. It has the right amount of like wetness to it. I don't really like mascaras that are on the drier side, like even in the tube, I don't like it when they feel very dry. I want it to be a little bit wet, but not extremely wet as well. That makes it very clumpy and it transfers a lot. Well, you know what I mean, like that right balance. And then from Benefit, I have these two. This is the Hoola Original Bronzer and this one is the Hoola Caramel. If you ask me which one I would recommend, if you have light medium skin tone and you wanted something for contouring as such, you could try this one out. This does work out for my skin tone as well, but I'm not a very big fan of it. Like, I do use it, but I'm not a very big fan of it. I really like this one more. Hoola Caramel. This is a nice bronzer. It's not a contour, it's a bronzer. It adds the right amount of warmth to my skin. I just love how it looks. I can use this as an eyeshadow. I can use this as an eyeshadow as well. And then Benefit Tints. This was the original Benetint, which I did not like, but I recently tried out the new Benefit Tint. This is in the shade Dark Cherry, and I really like it on my lips, and I can see why a lot of people really like it. I can now get to use this a lot more. It looks really nice on my lips, and it is very thin in terms of formulation. It's very runny, so just be aware of that. And then also from Benefit, I really like their Fan Fest mascara. It's a really nice mascara that gives you that curl and it holds that curl in place like that. So it's also a good mascara to mix and match with your other mascaras. Oh, how did I forget? The Lancome Tint Idol mascara. This is my everyday mascara. I had to bring it out from my everyday makeup drawer. I'm not sure how I haven't emptied this one yet. You get the 13 ml of product and this is in the shade 051, I think some Châtenay or something, and I use this pretty much every single day. It's a perfect match for my skin tone, so I use it all over my face, underneath my eyes. It looks so natural, so fresh, not at all drying, pretty decent coverage, light medium, not too much, and just looks like you have nothing on, but your makeup looks so put together, so flawless. So this is a product that is on discount pretty much on every website I'm seeing. Are they discontinuing it? I'm not sure. But if you can find it on discount, pick it up. And one eyeshadow palette I have to recommend is this one from Anastasia, which is also on discount most of the times. This one is a soft glam palette. This is a timeless eyeshadow palette because the shades in this are so beautiful for Indian skin tones particularly. And like if you have a wedding, you're a wedding guest, or you just wanted something like in this color scheme. Mine is a mess because I have used it a ton and it also does shatter a lot sooner, so just keep that in mind. But shimmer shades are beautiful, matte shades are really nice. They do have a little bit of kickback but blend seamless. And from Nudestix, I really like their tinted cover foundation. I've emptied mine out. I have to repurchase it, but I'm not going to be doing it anytime soon. It has light medium coverage, but the most beautiful finish on the skin. Something about that just makes you look so polished, put together. It looks like you've done a lot, but just little effort with that foundation is more than enough. It's a great everyday foundation to use, and you'd think you'd run out of it really fast because of the way it looks like in the tube, but you wouldn't run out of it really soon. I also got this Nudestix Stacks blush. This is in the shade Sunkissed, and this is how it looks like. It's a very nice texture, like very soft matte, and looks beautiful, and also a beautiful bronzer shade for me, and I really like this one. You can also try out their blushes that come in this packaging. I have this one called a Sunset Strip. I also have Sunkissed. These are really nice, but the dewier blushes fade away a lot faster than the matte blushes. You can also try out these, which come with a little bit of that, glowy moisturizing finish in the center. So this one is in the shade Blush Bling, and this is in the shade Tan Glow. So I use this as a contour. It's actually a really nice contour shade, and it has that right undertone as well. It wouldn't show up on you if you have a deeper skin tone than I do. I've picked up a lot of the Nudestix lip crayons, which I will be swatching in the lipstick video. And then moving on to body care products. This Sol de Janeiro deodorant is a lifesaver. I absolutely love it. I use this on a daily basis. That's the reason I have this. I also have the other variant, I think the red one. This Cheriosa 68, which smells mildly rosy and beautiful. I like the scent of this one over this Cheriosa 59 because this, I think I've got too used to it, and my body has got too used to it. I feel like it doesn't make me smell fresh for a long amount of time as that one does, but this is something I have been using on a daily basis. I'm not sure if you guys understand how much of this product I have used up. And you get a fair quantity. You get 57 grams of product, which is great for everyday usage, and a little goes a long way. It's a little bit waxy. You apply it and then rub it in to your armpits before you try out any outfit, because otherwise it'll just like clump up on your outfit as well, and then don't blame me after that, okay? Like, this girl recommended something, I didn't even mention this. And then for my perfume favorite, I just have one perfume I want you guys to pick up, because I can see this on discount everywhere. This one is the Lancome Idole perfume. It looks like I haven't used this a lot, but I use this so much. And oh my god, I'm declaring this as my signature perfume, because the amount of compliments I have received with this perfume is surreal. I always make sure to smell good. I always have some kind of perfume on. Sometimes some people like appreciate me for that smell, and they're like, what is that you have? And sometimes people maybe find it a little too strong. But this perfume, wherever I am, unexpected people are like, what is that? Why is she smelling so good? And the other day I was just standing somewhere and someone walked in and I was like, this whole place smells so good. What is that? And it was this perfume. And then it's that thing that, you know, you walk past someone, that sillage is just there. It just lingers. It makes people want to sniff you. You know, like, what is that you have? This is something that will fetch you so many compliments. And even now, like, I kept it in that box, and the box is smelling really good. My outfits smell really good. My whole cupboard smells really nice. If like I spritz this on my jacket and then I put my jacket back. The notes on this, I don't know. It's a very balanced scent. It's not too sweet, but I don't really like very musky scents. I don't really like the packaging of that. I don't really like that flat packaging, because I can't keep it erect like that and I have to always lay it down like that. But if you can get your hands on that, be prepared. Be prepared for all of that compliments. It's gonna overwhelm you. And then for hair care, these are my these are the three products I've been using non-stop, and another Be Blunt product, which I might talk about in my future favorites videos. And this one is a Redken acid bonding shampoo. I really like it. It makes my hair really nice, soft, manageable, not as frizzy, but hasn't stopped my hair fall. Nothing is going to stop my hair fall. I need to cut my hair. That's all that is going to fix my hair fall, because I've been facing this for years. If I let it grow out too much and that length is like too much, I need to chop it off. Okay, and then this one is a Redken acid bonding leave-in treatment. I like this over the Olaplex leave-in treatment. I like this over the K18 one. This is by far the best for my dry hair. Like, you can see my hair doesn't look as dry as it used to, right? It's because of this shampoo and this leave-in treatment. You guys would be like, what, it still looks frizzy? But I've colored my hair so much for so many years that of course it's not going to look like virgin hair, but it's so much more softer, manageable. And this Olaplex leave-in serum is also really nice. I'm almost out of this. It's gone, but it's a really good product. And I also really like the Be Blunt the Be Blunt water. What is that called? I can't really figure it out. The blue packaging, which a lot of people like trash talk. I like that. It makes my hair so nice and shiny. It's a wash off product. And these are all the products I want to talk to you guys about. For a lip balm, this Lineage one is what I have been reaching out for. I really like the tint on this. I really like the color it has. It's not the most hydrating lip balm, not gonna deny that. I use lip tints anyways, but yeah, I like it. I like that one. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do let me know if you want to watch a more affordable version of this same thing. Let me know in the comments down below and I will film it. And next up, you're going to be watching the lipstick swatches. So you are going to come back for that lipstick swatch video, okay? I'm watching you. I'm going to see you guys there. So yeah, see you guys in my next one. Bye.